I wanted to ask you about your drumming style, and tell me a little bit about your set.
Well, I've got a lot of influences, I guess. I've been playing drums for, a little over 20 years now. Started about the age of, 12 or 13. I'm 43, so been playing for a long time. Gone through a lot of different sort of phases, in my listening and playing. I always strive to be sort of a more well-rounded player, as opposed to just being really good at just one thing. Try to just have an understanding of different, musical styles, because there are so many out there.
Cool.
So yeah, I've got a pearl kit, bunch of alchemy cymbals, and really happy with the sound of that stuff. And they're, like I said, they're very friendly to me, so I appreciate that with them.
So Slightly Stoopid, they don't seem to be, the biggest mainstream group, or they seem to have such a huge underground following, selling out shows and performing at festivals left and right. Do you think they'll ever hit? I mean, is that it's probably not even their goal. I mean, it wasn't from the beginning, but you know what I'm saying?
I think it's hitting now. I think it's hitting now. I think what we're doing is we're going the backward way. We're not trying to be Britney Spears or Rihanna, Christina Aguilera, God bless them, but that's not our bag, right? So what we've done is, we wanted to build a following more in the footsteps of the Grateful Dead or the Dave Matthews Band or Widespread Panic, some of these other bands that have really created a loyal following of music fans that will go and see the band anywhere at any time, and not just who's the heat of the moment. We're not really trying to be a one-hit wonder. We want to do this for a long time, and I think by doing that, we've created this sort of, like we have created a loyal fan base by going slow. And the band's been going for 15 years. It's not like it's an overnight success.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't want it that way, because overnight bands blow up overnight and they disappear overnight. We don't want that.
Right.
We've been able to do this professionally for a long time now, and this is what we know. We've done it by touring, 6 to 7 months out of the year, every single year. It's a lot of bands can't claim. And we've seen results. We've seen bands that, sold tons and tons of records over the years, but they can't sell 500 tickets or 1,000 tickets in every market. That's something that we've been able to do pretty easily because we've been going out and doing the, hitting the road really hard, which is pretty hard to do consistently over the years,
Yeah. Yeah. And
so we're not really shooting for the mainstream thing. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. We're still doing what we're doing, happy with where we are now, and I think that's sort of, to me, that's successful. Whether or not we go full-on, arena status, it doesn't really matter. I think what we're doing now is, reaching out to the fans and going, hey, we're having fun, we're playing our music, we've always controlled our music. There's no publicity machine behind us.
Right.
We do the interviews, we make the music, we control our own sort of destiny, and so with that, I'd say we're doing just fine.
Yeah, and the sound that comes out of that SoCal area is just remarkable. Such a great blend of reggae and rock and punk and rap. all combined. The first time I heard it, I guess would be Sublime back in the day. And I know you guys, you guys were somehow affiliated with them or with Brad Knoll, the late great Brad Knoll.
Yeah, Brad Knoll signed the Skunk Records back in '95, and he basically gave the band a good shot, and the guys back then, were in high school, and so it was a huge opportunity. And a year or two later, you're passed away, and so to me, it was like the torch was sort of passed. We're very grateful for the right place, the right time thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the right sound. It was more than just that. You guys have got it. If you listen to your song "Closer to the Sun," that's the song that got me. I said, yeah, this band knows what they're doing. Definitely tight. Did you know Brad personally?
I didn't know him personally, but Miles and Kyle did. excuse me, they're the band, kind of band leaders, band founders.
Right.
They became friends with him back then, and hit it off, and he was like, yeah, I want you guys to be on my record label, and I want you guys to, you guys are going to be really good if you keep doing this. This was, 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And so they went out and did an album, and obviously stayed friends and stuff, and yeah, that's kind of where it stood,
Well, okay, a couple more questions. I wanted to ask about the whole marijuana legalization issue, because your tour is about promoting the legalization of marijuana nationwide, probably worldwide. And I know in California it's legal for medicinal purposes, as they say.
Yeah.
So what are your views, and do they differ from the band's views on that?
No, I mean we think that the herb should be legalized. We're proponents of it. All the guys enjoy it. Good smoke, and I mean, you don't have people smoking a joint and then driving their car in the pack of people, or doing some stupid stuff that happens with other drugs or even with alcohol. So we're saying, why this pointless, so sort of prohibition stance on weed. Like so many years later, it's like, for medicinal purposes, there are people that can benefit from smoking a joint a day. Let them do it. It's like, what's worse, that or putting, a combination of 50 chemicals into one pill, and then that person's got 50 side effects. Maybe they're feeling better from their illness, but they've got 50 side effects from that, going on. I don't know. It's just, yeah, we get pretty heated about it. Just think about the people that could really benefit from the medicinal use, in terms of those with terminal illness and those with other choosing that it might just alleviate some of that, with a little bit of, a little smoke.
Well, does smoking help you when you're performing? Like before you go on stage, do you ever smoke? And then creatively, or like when you're writing, does it help you from a creative standpoint as well?
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of part of our lifestyle. It's not like we don't really make a big deal out of it. We do what we say, and we're not like false preachers of what we do. I mean, all the guys enjoy some smoke, and it's just more, it's kind of a lifestyle choice than anything. I mean, it's like we're, before, during, and after, all day long, there's someone's burning one, and so it's not like it's that big a deal if you walk on the bus and there's a joint going around. It's like, it wouldn't be surprising. You know what I mean? So it's not really like considered to be that big a deal or whatever. On the creative standpoint, it's like, yeah, a lot of our songs are about smoking and hanging out with your friends and partying and stuff. So yeah, I mean, for sure, it's sort of like, part of my lifestyle, which lets that creativity and other things,
Yeah. Where do you find your happiness? What makes you happy?
I mean, we all have our own hobbies and things, but anytime we have a good show, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. When you're looking out on a sea of people and people are smiling and dancing and jumping around. I mean, that's a pretty high. It's kind of a natural high.
Yeah.
So that it's an amazing feeling that's kind of indescribable. To me, that's like one of the high points. Everyone has other hobbies and things that they do, and I mean, I like to surf and stuff. Some of the guys are into yoga and skateboarding. All these, we all kind of do these different things and stuff. So everyone has their own sort of channel or outlet, outside of music itself as well.